Hi, everyone. Oh, boy. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, literally. I got a few things to share with you, and I'm hoping my share button, I checked, it's all ready to go. I just need to operate. Let's first talk about the elephant in the room. So, of course, the ideal org that I've been watching and covering in other videos, it used to be the Port Elizabeth. The town changed its name to better suit their culture, and there's still a huge tribe, indigenous tribe, African. Of course, I'm talking about South Africa, the country, and they didn't want Port Elizabeth because Port Elizabeth name came from a English settler that just took over the port. So it has nothing to do with their heritage, um, cultural, anything. So instead, David Miscavige did not go with the name that they chose for their own country, for their own town. He did Cape Town, Eastern Cape, and embarrassed himself. I think he embarrassed himself. At least it's not going to look good. First, I need to take you with me. The button. All right, guys. In Tony Ortega's Short Stack blog, he got some photos. So the photos have not been uploaded whatsoever on their website because, like I covered, it's a logistical nightmare with there's small streets, it's a bus, there's a lot of barriers, poles for the sidewalk versus where the street is. I'm surprised they even got people sitting in the chair, but this is the elephant in the room. If this is the only cultural thing near it's Quebec, but there's a click. So Eastern Cape is what it is called. They, of course, uncovered, and this is how it was afterwards, I guess, everybody walking around. I wonder how many people they're going to say actually attended because it's a small space. So here's the design. It's in what is going on? Is this what they view as African? There's elephants there, and we're going to do diamonds. That's really, really sad. And they did not put it exactly, they put it in the street. Because like I said, it's in a corner and it's very small. So it's Eastern Cape. It's nowhere near Cape Town. It's on an addition to Cape Town. But another white man on the wrong side of history. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So I do not need to be protected by squirrels. My dog. Okay. So let's go to and that was this past Sunday. Another little story. Button. Okay. Let me look at my notes. Okay. Scientology has infiltrated a school district in the United States California, to be exact. Where to find? Let's see. All right. I can share. All right. Sadly, the Foundation for a Drug-Free World, Truth About Drugs. I'm so sorry. I have dogs that apparently, when I'm on, need to shout. So this is Davis Middle School in Compton, California. Compton, California is in Southern California. Maybe I should start it there. Let me go ahead and share with you on the map. Compton, California. It's Southern Los Angeles County. Buttons. One day I'm going to get better at this. Okay, so Compton is in the Los Angeles area. They have, so Narconon used to do this all the time for Red Ribbon Week, which is like, hey, know about drugs, and especially for kids. But in the United States, there is a separation between church and state. So if you are a recognized religion, you cannot, there is no connection to any government or any other facility that establishes that. Public schools are part of the government, or as part of, it's regulated by the government. Teachers get paid by the state, and what it means by state is that each state has its own government, or like recognized government, form of government that, so it's like a hierarchy. You have, your city, then your county, then your district, then your state. So it goes up. Each public school is governed by the state. So for them, go ahead and share. Because not only did they infiltrate a middle school, where'd my picture go? Did I close out the window? Damn it. Just kidding, y'all. My goodness. Okay. Here it is. Accidentally clicked it out. Too many buttons. Okay. Davis Middle School in Compton, they had an assembly, and I don't know if they had permission to post this. Look, even the cops are, they're holding up the flyers. Here's one a boy reading it. Then we get to an elementary school in Compton. So more assemblies. So I don't know if they had permission to take pictures and post it on social media, where Scientology can repost this in other pages of Scientology, and they have. This, what I found in my Northern Narconon deep dive, and I am getting that together too, guys, is that the whatchamacallit, the Narconon use the tone scale in their assembly, in their presentation. And the separation of church and state, you cannot bring in your beliefs. We don't even do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag anymore because it has the word God in it. Whatever that means to anybody, it goes against that law. So Scientology keeps breaking the rules of the law of the land. So if anyone feels compelled to write to the school district of Compton, let them know that these two schools are not only were the kids were subject to Scientology beliefs, but also posted on social media, exposed on social media, and that maybe families should know what their child is being exposed to and what Scientology is and what type of lawsuits they're involved in actively right now. Please do, because what Northern California did was, my goodness, they posted in the San Francisco Chronicle, this news reporter that reports on education called Narconon out and listed every single school district, and then underneath every school district, every school they ever presented in. I believe Los Angeles needs to get their act together and know that what is Scientology and what front groups, so that way our kids are protected. It's not okay. People need to know what their kids are involved with. And yes, the message, truth about drugs, but the information is misleading and false and debunked, especially when they believe in the purification rundown and tone scale. So that's what's going on in Compton. And these are recent. The post was 2 days old. Next, I have for you a wrong tab. Of course, I will get better, guys. Because this is not my forte at all. I'm only here to give information. Back to the pictures I have for you guys. This would be great for anyone in Clearwater to share with those on the city council that believe, not in reality, but in this fantasy world of, did you see the video? Well, here is a picture. Oh, shoot. Did I not? Oh, here we go. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, here we go. It's just not in order. Like me. Okay. On Facebook, of course, they dedicate a whole page of all this praise and interviews with other Scientologists that talk about the character of David Miscavige, that he's a giver, he's patient, he has the time for you, whatever. This gets me because it's today signifies a watershed moment. And I clear the word watershed for those of you. I'll finish and then I'll go ahead because Too many buttons, right? Okay. A watershed moment for the city of Clearwater, home to our spiritual headquarters, said Scientology ecclesiastical leader David Miscavige to the 4,000 Scientologists and their guests. I don't think they brought their friends, but okay, who had converged on downtown for the dedication of the new Church of Scientology Information Center. We have established international footholds to address drug abuse, illiteracy, immorality, immorality, immorality. My God, it's too jumbled. And human rights. We have worked in the hotspots of the world. Sorry, I can't do that with a straight face anymore. The major cities of Earth. And traveling the globe, volunteering their time to spearhead those humanitarian programs, are the parishioners of our flag spiritual headquarters. So, bearing in mind that's what emanates from here, we now bring the full breadth of our programs in the city in which we live, the city that is our home, Clearwater, Florida. So if any city council doesn't realize what's in their town, buying up all these properties, this could give you a clue. So, where did I go? I need to head over. So this is the picture. This is the information center that, it's been open for a while now. But it's a watershed moment for Clearwater. So watershed is, bring you to the definition. We can clear a lot of those words that they use. Breadth. What is breadth? Oh my gosh. All right. So a watershed moment refers to a significant event or turning point that marks a major change or shift in direction, acting as a dividing line in history or a person's life, separating what came before from what came after. I'm pretty sure red ribbon cutting ceremony, and we bought this building is on repeat. But the geographical origin, I'm hoping you guys can see this. Yes, it's a little blurry. I still do not know why. Okay. It referred to a geographical area that divides the flow of water into different rivers or basins. So, the figurative meaning is used to describe a pivotal event or period that represents a turning point or a significant change in the course of events. I don't know about you, but the information center is like the same as all other information centers. It's not the first downtown Clearwater building that they bought. Yeah, a turning point, the exact moment that changes the direction of an activity or situation. I just think they like to use big words to impact those that are brainwashed. It's a watershed moment. For what? They're going to sit and hear a speech, ask to give money, and repeat it next Friday. So, like I said about the elephant in the room, This is pretty sad, guys. They're repeating history over and over and over again, infiltrating public schools in the United States and other places. It's just I don't know exactly what law they have for that type of propaganda. I know they can do it in private schools here, which is why Delphi and others like it, Applied Scholastic, has created their own type of form of propaganda. But it's good to know what's out there, what needs to be regulated, and then protect those that are automatically supposed to be protected by the government. That other beliefs are not supposed to be hidden and then put upon children and then posted on social media without, I'm pretty sure, parents knowing. And they need to. Is this David Miscavige? Oh my gosh, I was not paying attention whatsoever to the damn chat. I'm sorry. Okay. Hi, Tilty. oh, okay. Hi, Irish. I'm so sorry, guys. Hi, Fluffer. I was worried about the cohesive. I have a couple of tabs to share with you guys. Hi, Fluffer. Hi, Matt. Yep, Matt Compton, an elementary school, Kennedy, and then so I'll go back and make sure you guys have the names. Yeah, it is a bad hood. Always has been. Those that don't know, Ice Cube and his the rapper group, I for some reason cannot think of it. If someone in the chat remembers, but it's F the Police. Was a famous song, but definitely was a lot of racism in LA area, and I mean all over in the early 90s. And thankfully, there's a lot of video footage. It still keeps happening. People are dying for excessive force, which thankfully police are now being held accountable, not just slap on a wrist. Hi, Haggish. Hi, Haggis. Guys, my life is like a mess, so I can't even. That's right, Andrea. Yes, Haggis. Because I have that same information with my deep dive of Narconon. Andrea is his wife, though. They're a beautiful couple. So, hi, Kirby's mom. I sent a message to contact school. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, no, yeah. Watts riots, yep. Eazy-E is that I was a teenager when all this happened, and especially with Tupac, Biggie, just the West Coast, East Coast wars with gangs. I mean, a lot was happening in the early 90s. And it was a amazing time to be alive, but also scary time to be alive. It's the kids these days have it very different. I took a picture and I was wanting to post it, and I probably will because you can't see the kid's face. But as I was driving by, these kids are in like full mass gear with airsoft guns, and one kid is like pants is fully half down, and they're just standing on the street, 11:30 a.m., shooting off airsoft. Standing on the corner of a street in a subdivision. What is happening? But yep, it's pretty amazing. Let me see if I can. I'm pretty sure. I can bring it back up. Make sure it's an elementary school and middle school. So it's Davis Middle School and Kennedy Elementary, which I'm surprised because there is police in the middle school supporting this. So it's pretty alarming to me that kids are being exposed to Scientology without them saying it's Scientology. I don't know, possible personal info, signups, body routing. You know what, Peter? I am terrified of Oakland. Holy cow. It was right before the Lahaina Maui fires, right before. We were there in May of that year, 2 years ago, in May. And literally, we flew in to Oakland and picked up our car and went to get gas in our car. And we're at this gas station. We eat at a fast food restaurant right there, and there's these signs posted everywhere. Do not leave your bags in the car. It everywhere, right? My husband, like right when we got out of the car, these men with, construction work vests on, flat out said, "Do not leave your luggage in the car." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And then so my husband just watched why he ate, and then he ate in the car. He was like, something's not right. I mean, with all these signs and the people. Oh my gosh. We leave. We get the gas after we eat. We're sitting there, and this only a woman in a Jeep pulls up, barely gets out of her car, and we hear a window smash. It's a smash and grabs her luggage and slowly drives out. And she's screaming. And there's all these construction workers. Everybody's just staring. Like, okay. We told you not to leave, all these signs say not to have anything in your car. She was in her car. She lost her license and she was on a business trip. She doesn't live here. She lives like in Kansas or something. And this is a rental. She can't even board to go home because she does not have board a plane because she does not have her license. And she calls the cops and they're like, okay, well, we'll file the report. They were not coming out. And so and I'm standing there and trying to help her. My husband wants to get the hell out of here. My daughter's flipping out, and I'm like, I can't leave this woman. What if that was me? And all these men are going, yep, that happens. Oh my gosh. Everybody's like, okay, your stuff was stolen. That's what happens around here. I cannot live in a community that just doesn't stand up for itself. Like, just, okay. There's no reason to fight it. There's no reason for police to really come out and take pictures of the vehicle, the total smashed window. Yeah, no, we refuse to go to Oakland. Refuse. I drove through it after meeting Rib Guy and Dusty, and I was like, oh hell no. I'm not here. Keep driving. Don't stop. I don't care if you need gas. You get gas at the next city. But I know Brain Fog grew up in Oakland and she loves it. But I was like, oh hell no. I can't have people just accept crime or accept people hurting other people financially for their own gain. What is going on? Um, that's insane, Peter. I'm sorry. That's insane. I don't get it. I Hey pretty girl. But I don't get um I don't know. I don't get thieves. And I definitely, thankfully I have good neighbors that we keep an eye on each other if we accidentally leave the garage door open or um, you know, a package or something. Um, but yeah, it's just, it's so shady. Yeah, no, I understand VGI. It's Oakland, like when, because we're talking about Compton and we're talking about certain cities in California that we would not recommend to anyone visiting. Normally, it's part of a city that has like a dangerous neighborhood. Well, I would not promote the city. I would just say avoid this whole area. Um, Especially in the 90s. Oh my gosh. Um, because drugs were so rampant, and I think that it still is. But, um, I mean, prostitutes in daylight in Oakland and LA. And it's not Pretty Woman. It's seriously um all to get a fix. So yeah, it's healthy. Um and I think it's that whole conversation of between nature versus nurture of what you have around you and what you're used to. And then you have this idea that there were no opportunities. Um, and this is why, for the kids, I want them to know that's Scientology. They believe it, any, um, I'm trying to be YouTube safe, any type of S act or anything is a certain tone. If you're angry, you are a liar. Um, there's so much to the tone scale that's insane. I cannot believe I mean, I found a picture. Hi, Audit LA. Audit LA. You need to rewind. I'll show it one more time. Oh my goodness. The um my gosh, my brain just died. Um it's dead. Let me show you. Did I already? Effed up. From bow to stern. Yeah. Nope. Definitely. So I'm going to share in Compton, Davis Middle School and Kennedy Elementary were infiltrated by the Truth About Drugs, had assemblies, and in the middle school, there's pictures of police at it, which there's a huge separation of church and state. So the district needs to know that Scientology has posted on their social media their faces, and also parents need to be notified. Absolutely need to be notified. So, but yeah, I saw that this morning and need to do my normal morning routine. I normally don't come on at this time. There's a lot's happening, but yep. No, just right. There's a lot of different things about the truth about drugs, not not propaganda from a man that did drugs and drank and smoked daily and made up shit. And then here's his following that don't promote it as Scientology, but in the United States as their tax exempt status agreement. They are specifically, all entities have been stated because they are one and the same. Scientology is what the agreement is. So definitely, I don't know how the schools, especially in LA, do not realize, hey, each one of these are Scientology, and to protect our kids. My goodness. So, and like I said before, we can't even say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, like to our country, because it has the word God in it. But let me talk to you about the tone scale and the purification rundown. Because in Sacramento, 2019, a 9-year-old did the purif 3-4 blocks away from the state capitol because her mom approved it, and anyone going through, supposedly a doctor, can sign off of it. Yep, they did all their vital signs and everything, and all. Yep, you're good to go. Peter, Fairfield had their badge on it. So, and I had called and talked to a dispatcher, and I asked them if they were aligned with Scientology, and he's like, I don't think so. I was like, it says Fairfield. Yeah, Tilty. She's 14 now. Going up the bridge. Hallelujah. Whatever they say. Hip hip hooray. But and it also, I mean, there's so many paper forms that if your parents allow you to become staff or do these courses or do the purif, it's okay. It's welcomed. But they don't force it. You don't have to. Peter, I have the same information. Did you see? This is my deep dive, guys, on Northern California. Narconon. This is when I needed an industrial printer. My husband's like, stop printing things. It's not made for that. I'm like, it's made to print. Oh, Tilty. Everyone was so proud of her. There's no words for it. Yeah. If you don't go up, you need to be handled. You need to be sec checked. You need But yeah. I have that specific debunking. I have them infiltrating so many schools with their Narconon, and I have a picture of them in 2014. You agree with your husband. But here's the thing. I'm so afraid that this is why I have literally over 11,000 screenshots, because with my pin war, they shift things, and then I'm afraid I can't prove it. And it's just me with my little small channel of info. So I want to make sure that my words are truthful and that I can back it up. Because people just, say it's unproven or not fact checked. I forget which word Aaron used when I said a mobile home was actually a mobile home park in Clearwater is Scientology, is owned by Scientology, or Scientologists, and everyone around there is Scientologists. And he's like, that's unproven. I said, I'm like OSA to them. I already fact checked, dude. But can you post the schools and font for us that currently get talks from Scientologies? Kirby's mom. I keep an eye on all of them. These are the first ones in the United States. I know Africa, they're huge on infiltrating. I don't really hear anything from the UK or Australia. Somewhat from Canada. It's mainly about the orgs, and so I do keep track and snapshots. I'm just gonna call it a snapshot. I'm just keeping all this data to myself for some reason, because I've been keep going with the map, but I stop and pause and be like, this entity has this going on. I want to do better at exposing like this immediately, so that way people are notified, or at least the community or news outlet. Somewhere in that pile is San Francisco Chronicle. That person called out Scientology, and I think it was 2004, but like they nipped it in the bud real quick. But so many schools were infiltrated. But yeah, no, I want to keep an eye on it. It's just I don't want to shut down the type of knowledge instead of secrecy. So I don't want Scientology to become so secretive. We have no clue where they are. Like Applied Scholastics. Somehow they are Applied Scholastics has infiltrated more than we know. I've noticed certain either blog spots or something, but no real definite info on how and how far, a wide range of how many schools. Like it was just like a random, oh, they're over here in this country, and it was, I think a United States territory. But it's one of those things where there's not enough information, and I was even smaller than I was, and so I'm like, and what I send, it because it's unfounded, people don't report on it. So I'm trying my best to screen share and everything, so you guys know where I'm getting the information. But I also don't want to expose, and all of a sudden my intel or the information is no longer posted because people are finding out. So now they're actually running their operation more secretively, and I don't have the type of intel that Aaron and other people have under the radar because they were in it. And so I get that type of connection. And I wouldn't expect an under the radar to trust me because, I'm just a random person. But I really do hope and that I keep digging. Other people can help me with all this, and notifying the districts and everything, because I have a lot of behind the scenes. I have a huge project. That's good to know. I have a huge project that I am collaborating on, but we're holding off because it is so triggering. I know people in the background that haven't even stood up yet are gonna stand up and go, what the, yeah, get completely outraged. And I have not come forward with it because it's just coming out openly and gathering followers. And I immediately jumped on it, and I am gathering evidence. And sadly, I believe there's a legal boundary that's being crossed, and I do not know where to exactly go to the right people. Social media right now is not, because it still needs to be investigated. So it's like a developing story. And I want actions to take against this. There's too many potential victims. Absolutely. Like, no. So vulnerable community is being targeted, and definitely there are several eyes on it. It's just we don't want them to go too secret, and then we don't have enough evidence for there to be an official investigation. So that's really hard to navigate, because I want something done, but yeah, I don't know if I can be an official investigator. But a victim's advocate, absolutely. So, but that's what's been going on. Oh my gosh. But thank you all for being here and listening to me. I know I'm not much, but I am gathering info. I am still working on this map and hopefully getting it done. But thank you guys. Have a great day.